Hello everyone, welcome to EHEF Indonesia 2020 Goes Online. This is institution webinar series. My name is Anton Hilman. I'm going to be moderating this webinar. This webinar is going to be presented by the representative of the University College Dublin. Please stay tuned until the end of the webinar because after the presentation, we will hold a Q&A session. If you have any question about the presentation, and anything related to the institution, you can submit your question in YouTube's comment section anytime during the presentation. And now, please welcome the University College Dublin.
Hi, thanks a lot. So I will share my screen now with everyone before we start the presentation there. All right, is the presentation showing on your screen now? All right, so I'll start my presentation. My name is Apple Chan from UCD. So I'm actually based in the UCD Asia Pacific Global Center, which is actually in Malaysia. And I overlook all students who are coming to UCD from the Asia Pacific region. So generally, if you have any questions in regards to admission, up to pre-departure, you can direct it to me. I will leave my email address at the end of the presentation, so you can actually contact me after that. All right, so I will start my presentation today very briefly from Ireland. For some of the students who are maybe not aware of Ireland, so Ireland is actually based in Europe. So it is one of the major countries in the Europe. So we are not a huge country to be honest. So you are looking at a population of approximately 4.8 million. Most of the Irish people are actually living abroad due to historical reasons. But for a lot of students, this presents an opportunity because of the low population in Ireland. They are looking for a lot of students with skill to study in Ireland, as well as at the same time to work in Ireland after they have graduated. So just to give you a bit more information of Ireland geographically, so this is the map here. So Indonesia is roughly around this area here, and Ireland is right over here, right beside the UK. So for some of you who have no idea where Ireland is actually just right beside to the UK. So we are not too far away. Like there's a lot of flights between like Dublin, which is the capital city of the Republic of Ireland, to London. So there's almost a flight every hour. So it is very convenient for students who are maybe looking to travel in Europe at the same time, because there is a lot of other available flights to all the major cities in Europe. And to give you a bit more information of Ireland per se, so I have actually break it down to 4 keywords there for students to remember. So one is being language. So Ireland is actually an English language speaking country. So yes, the official language of Ireland is the Irish language, but do not worry too much about it because all documents, or generally all signboards or even your daily life in Ireland, there is an English options available. So all of our official documents are actually Duolingo. And at the same time, you can just go on with your daily life with English. There's no requirement for you to learn the Irish language when you're studying in Ireland at all. Second keyword about Ireland is safety. So Ireland is known to be a very safe and peaceful country, and we are constantly ranked in the top 10 in the world in regards to safety as well as peacefulness. And the third keyword being well-being. So for some students who are maybe very concerned about personal freedom, very concerned about topics such as gender equality, so Ireland is actually a very good place for you to experience those type of culture, which is slightly different, I guess, for a lot of other countries around the world. And the fourth keyword is economy. So this may also be another keyword that may not be that famous in the Asia Pacific region, but Ireland is actually known to be one of the fastest growing economy in the Eurozone, and is currently ranked as the number 6 most competitive market in the world. So another very important thing about Ireland is how beautiful the landscape of Ireland is. So these are the very 2 main World Heritage sites that are based in Ireland. So you can actually explore them when you are studying in Ireland. Besides these 2 very famous World Heritage sites, there are also a lot of other famous places in Ireland, which has been on the cinema screen, which has been in a lot of dramas if you actually follow things, for example, like the British dramas or even Hollywood cinema movies. A lot of those sceneries are actually filmed in Ireland as well. So another thing I would like to highlight is in terms of the visa requirement for Indonesian students. So if you are from Indonesia, if you are holding an Indonesian passport, yes, you will need to apply for a travel visa before you fly off to Ireland. But the process is fairly straightforward. So you can just refer to all of the documents that is published on the webpage of our Irish Nationalization and Immigration Service, or we call it short INIS. So you can go onto the webpage, look up the list of documents required, and we normally advise students to submit a visa application at least 6 to 8 weeks in advance of your travel, just so that you have enough time to prepare all the documents. And in case you have been rejected on your first try, you can appeal for it as well. And then once you have arrived in Ireland, it is very straightforward. You'll need to apply for the Irish residence permit within 90 days after arrival. And that residence permit will be your permit to stay in Ireland, and also your multi-entry visa. For example, if you are looking to travel in Europe when you are studying, so you can use the Irish residence permit as your multi-entry visa and just renew it online every year. So it is very straightforward. If you are holding a citizenship that is not listed here, you can go on to the INIS webpage, which I have provided the link there. So this presentation I have actually shared with EHEF. And if you have any questions, you can also drop me an email at the end of the presentation, and I can send on the PDF version of the presentation so you can do your research from there then. And what you can do when you are studying and after you have completed your studies in Ireland. So when you are studying in Ireland, you can work part-time. So you have around 20 hours during term time. So when you are studying, you have 20 hours per week to work part-time. And when you are on your summer holiday or even on like Christmas holiday, you can work 40 hours per week. And there's a lot of internship opportunities when you are studying, especially when you are studying with UCD, because internship is a very huge component in our curriculum, and most of the programs that are provided in UCD will normally have a mandatory internship incorporated into the program. So you can actually explore the different options of the programs that we provide. Additional to that, so we have the third level graduate scheme, which is pretty much a scheme to encourage our graduates, once they have completed their study in Ireland, they can actually stay back in Ireland to look for a job, work full-time or part-time. So for example, if you have completed an undergraduate degree, you have a guaranteed 12 months stay back visa. And if you have completed a postgraduate degree, so meaning if you have completed a master degree or a PhD, you get a 24-month stay back visa in Ireland. And that is available regardless the program that you have studied. With that stay back visa, you can stay in Ireland, look for a job, work full-time or part-time. And if, for example, a student is looking to further extend their stay in Ireland, so after that 24 months and maybe they have already secured a job in Ireland and you are looking to stay further than that, in that case, you can apply for an employment permit. Of course, you will need to get the sponsor from your company that you are working with. And some of the students who are maybe looking to maybe apply for a PR or even a citizenship at a later stage, you can do that, which is normally around 5 or 6 years after you have been holding an employment permit. As well as the minimum wage, they're not that important because it changes and increase every year. But I normally just mention it briefly to students so that you know your rights when you're studying. So it is around 10.10 euro per hour. That will be the minimum wage. So where are most of the jobs in Ireland at the moment? So generally it is split in three sectors. First being finance institution, second is in pharmaceutical and biotechnological companies, and the third being ICT companies. So if your interest at the moment is in these three fields, then it is lucky for you because that's where most of the jobs are in Ireland at the moment. But even if you are not in these three main fields, there is still possibilities for you to get a job. And we have students who have maybe went on to stay on with the graduate stay back visa, and they have explored the different other fields, the other fields that are available in Ireland. And some of them who are really happy, they actually stayed on further. And I have students who are already maybe holding a PR in Ireland at the moment. Some of them are working with like companies, even startup companies by like UCD alumni or even UCD students. So those are the options that you can explore when you are studying in Ireland. So a lot of these companies. So another thing I would like to put a spotlight on is on Dublin. So Dublin, like I mentioned, is the capital city of the Republic of Ireland, and it is also where UCD is. So this is the city where you will be in the next few years if, for example, you are studying in UCD. So you should know the city a bit more. So I'm giving you some keywords for you to understand the city a bit more as well. So one being that the Dublin is actually a very accessible city So you are 2 hours away from all the other major cities in Ireland, for example, like Galway, Cork, Limerick, or Belfast. So yes, it is the capital city, but if, for example, you are looking to maybe do a weekend break in another different major cities, just so you can have a bit of exposure of the different Irish cities as well as their culture. So you can do that over the weekend. And Dublin is actually a very easy to navigate city. So the places are very compact and it is totally walkable. So like a lot of people travel within Dublin by foot. If not, you can just use the public transports option available. So we have like the bus, the train, as well as we call something called the Luas. So Luas is similar to a light rail slash tram that you can explore when you are actually studying in Dublin. Quite interesting public transport. Not a lot of places you get that type of public transport. Third is Dublin is also known to be the Europe tech capital, or also some of the people will call Dublin the Silicon Valley of Europe. So it has a lot of the international leading ICT companies such as Facebook, Google, Twitter. So a lot of those European headquarters are actually based in Dublin. And we are also mountain to sea. So mountain to sea means that Dublin is at the east side of Dublin, there is actually a very huge beach. And at the south part of Dublin, there's a lot of mountains. So if you are a nature lover, you will definitely find activities to do when you are studying in Dublin. And those are where you can travel. Even like if, for example, like if you want to do a weekend trip, or either if you want to just have maybe a half a day trip, you can do so when you are studying in Dublin. And Dublin is also known to be the gateway to Europe. So our Dublin airport has a lot of available flights to most of the European capitals, for example, like London, I've mentioned, or even if you are looking to go to Spain, or if you are looking to go to Germany, France. So those are the different flights that you can actually get, like which is a few hours away only for you to go into the different parts of Europe. And it is also known to be the city of literature. So it was designated to be the 4th UNESCO city of literature since 2010. And it is also known to be a UNESCO creative city. So if you are a person who is like a literature freak, or either you love artistic things, Dublin will be a city that you will enjoy. So on top of that, I'm going to just give you a very brief summary of all of the main companies that are available in the Silicon Dock in Dublin. So this is called the Silicon Dock, and most of the major companies, their headquarters are based on the Silicon Dock. So as you can see, they are all very closely together. It is very compact, and you can pretty much explore these places even when you are studying in UCD, and even if you have not graduated from UCD. So the Silicon Dock is actually not too far away from UCD. So you are looking at approximately 4.5 kilometers away. But so you can just take the bus, or either some of our students may cycle into the Silicon Dock. Or the Silicon Dock is actually based in the city center as well. So some of students, if you are doing your shopping when you are studying, in that case, you can also visit the Silicon Dock. No issues around that. So I have a video here which will give you a bit more insights of how Ireland and Dublin looks like. At the same time, it will introduce UCD. All right. Tell me if the audio is actually not working, but I'll start the video now.
A welcome awaits you in Ireland, where we're famed around the world for our Céad Míle Fáilte, where miles of coastline meet miles of smiles, music, culture and fun, where we even have our own word for fun.
Crack.
Crack.
Crack?
Crack. A welcome awaits you in Dublin, a safe, English-speaking European capital city.
A warm UCD welcome awaits you at University College Dublin, Ireland's global university, based on a large parkland campus in Dublin's Embassy Belt.
The first choice destination for international students in Ireland.
Where the International Student Society is one of the biggest and most active on campus.
Along with over 130 student societies and sports clubs.
So you can really get involved and make friends from all over the world.
Where we debate the world's big issues.
Where your safety is our priority.
Where there's hundreds of acres of space to explore.
And we're committed to giving you the best possible campus learning experience.
Blended with accessible distance learning tools and options.
Where 42% of the faculty are international.
And we foster a mindset of integration of different cultures across campus.
where a dedicated global experience team is here to help you get started.
And safe, modern residences to make you feel at home.
Where we're all set to give you a Cade Mila Forte.
Where all that's missing is you. We look forward to welcoming you to your university, University College Dublin.
All right, so now I'll move on to UCD to give you a bit more introduction of UCD. So you have a bit of idea or sense of how UCD campus is already, but I'm just going to run through the points more in depth from the video. So UCD is actually based in the capital city of Republic of Ireland, which is based in Dublin. So our campus is known to be one of the largest and most globalized public university in Ireland. So the landscape of our campus is around like 133 hectares. So it is also known to be one of the largest urban campus in Europe. All right. So we actually have two campuses. So one is the main Bellevue campus and the second being a Blackrock campus. So the Blackrock campus is actually the campus for graduate business school students. So if you are doing a postgraduate business degree in UCD, in that case, you'll be based on the Blackrock campus. So these are some statistics of UCD. So I will skip the first 2 points because those are quite self-explanatory. So UCD is actually known to be the #2 university in Ireland across 50 different majors within the top 200 of the world. But depending on the majors that you are looking to study, some of the majors that we have in UCD is actually ranked #1 in Ireland. And we are known to be the first choice university for among Irish students, and also #1 in Ireland for industry collaboration, as we have around like 250 partner companies funded research projects. And we are also the #1 university in Ireland for 3 consecutive years already on the QS Graduate Employability Ranking. And we are proud that around 95% of our graduates move into employment or further education within 6 months after they have completed their studies. So this is actually a very prominent statistics of the students once they have graduated and where they have go after they have completed their studies. So another very known thing about UCD is the international outlook of UCD. So international students is actually one of our core thing in UCD because we are known to be the most globalized university in UCD. Hence, we also have the highest number of international students in Ireland. So around 8,000 of our 8,000 of our students are international students among our 33,000 student population. And we also have international students coming from 138 different nationalities. So there are a huge range of international students coming from all walks of life, as well as we have the opportunity for students to study abroad or even exchange. So we have around like 400 exchange partner universities across 89 different countries. And around 42% of our staff are from an international background. Like myself, I'm actually from Malaysia. And we even have students or even current students, when they are working as global guides, they will be coming from various countries around the world and they can support you and also guide you when you are studying in UCD. And we have 5 regional teams in Global Center across like North America, Middle East and North Africa, South Asia, mainland China, as well as Asia Pacific. So you always have a regional team which is close to you, who will be able to provide you support even before you arrive in UCD. Okay, and some of the campus facilities that we have, so like we have on-campus accommodation, we also have a lot of other facilities such as our own cinema, our own drama theater, our own debating chamber, our own TV and radio studio, as well as the UCD clubhouse. And if you are into sports, we have all of the sports facilities available on campus. Like in Dublin, for example, there's only 3 Olympic-sized swimming pool, and one of it is actually on UCD campus, as well as we even have the National Hockey Stadium with us. And we also have 5 libraries. So for students who are interested to explore different options, so you can also visit the different libraries which are on campus, as well as the woodland that we have on campus, which you can explore when you're studying at UCD. Okay, so next I'll move on to other programs offerings that we have at UCD. So we have 70 plus different bachelor degrees, as well as 290 plus postgraduate studies, and also a structured PhD program at UCD. But what are the majors that are available at UCD? So I have a brief summary here. So you can have a look. So we have generally arts and humanities program, business as well as social science and law programs, health and agricultural science, engineering, architecture, as well as sciences. So we are a research-intensive university. You will definitely get a major that would be what you are looking for in one of those colleges that we have there. So just to summarize some of our strong programs that we have at UCD. So like I mentioned previously, we have across 20 different subjects or even like 50 subjects within the top 200. So this is just a summary of it. Like I picked the best six subjects in the top 50 in the world. So English language and literature, mining, mineral engineering, nursing, veterinary science, library and information management, sports related subjects. So if your interest is that, UCD is strong in it. And we also have 7 subjects in the top 100 of the world. So like archaeology, history, agriculture and forestry, anatomy and physiology, law, politics and international study, as well as social policy. So if you are interested in those studies and you're looking to study in Ireland, those are the subjects that UCD is strong in. So also a bit highlights of some of the programs that are popular for Indonesian students. So like for example, those that I mentioned previously, on top of it, we are also looking at computer science because like I mentioned, Dublin is actually known to be the Silicon Valley of Europe. So there is a lot of students who are interested in this major, as well as commerce and business, other engineering programs, architecture, actuarial and finance study, biomedical, pharmaceutical, as well as international relations, international development, education, and also agricultural science. And the last one is technology. Okay, so you can actually explore those options which are provided at UCD. And our business school, our Smurfit Business School, the graduate business school, it is actually one of the top business school in Ireland, as well as one of the top business school in Europe and around the world. So a lot of our postgraduate business programs are highly ranked within the world, as well as it is Triple Crown accredited, so it is well recognized around the world as well. So if you are interested, you can go on to our Smurfit School, which I provided in the link there, the Michael Smurfit Graduate Business School. So you can just do a bit of research as well as explore the different majors that we are providing under our postgraduate business school. Okay. And UCD have a very extensive career development network. So you can also talk to our staff like myself if you want to know more about it. And we can pretty much guide you through our career development webpage, which you can actually exploit when you are studying at UCD or even after you have completed your study, because this service is actually available to our current student as well as our alumni. Okay, and that is an example of the different services that are provided by our career development office. So I won't go through them personally, but you can have a brief look on it. So next part, I move into a bit admission process. So like, how are you going to submit an application to UCD? So which is very straightforward as well. So this is the minimum entry requirement that we are looking at. So you can go into the links there provided, and you can look into, for example, if you are interested in commerce, what is the entry requirement? Of course, you can go on the website for that. So I won't go into that, but I'll just briefly talk through what are the different qualifications that we accept. So IB and A level, definitely there's no any questions around that. We also accept SMA if you are from Indonesia. Generally, we require around 70% average and above for our programs. And if, for example, you are coming from a curriculum that does SAT as well, we can combine it with SAT, or even your first year bachelor degree from a university in Indonesia, we accept that as well. Or if not, if you are holding a SMA result that is generally maybe not as high as 70%, in that case, you can study our foundation program, which is also available on campus, and that is the link that I provided there. For postgraduate students, you will normally need to have a CGPA of 3.0 or 4.0 and above in order to apply for our master program. And we also have PhD. PhD application is slightly a bit more complicated, so you can go on the webpage there for more information. And all teaching will be done in English in UCD. So there is an IELTS requirement, which is around an overall of 6.5 and no individual band below 6. And we also accept things, for example, like TOEFL, DET, as well as the other English language. So you can go on to the link that I provided there to have a bit more insights on this. Okay, so you can submit an application through our online application portal, which I provided the link there, or either you can talk to one of our authorized agents, which is based in Indonesia, and they can help to submit an application on behalf of you to UCD. The tuition fee of UCD per year is approximately 19,900 euro for non-laboratory programs and 25,600 euro for laboratory programs. And the living cost is approximately 12,000 to 14,000 euro per year. So you can do your budgeting there. And these are the documents that are required for you to submit an application. Another thing to note is we normally only do one intake per year, which is in September. So I provided the application timeline there, which you can start applying from October the year before until July. And if you are looking to apply for scholarships, generally the deadline will be around March. So normally that will be when students submit the application. So you can have a look in the timeline there and plan on when you want to submit your application and study in UCD. We also have scholarships available. So we have the International Student Scholarship, which is actually a partial scholarship or previously known as the Global Scholarship. So it is a scholarship that covers around 4,000 to 10,000 euro based on your academic merit. So it is not a separate, scholarship where you need to submit an additional application. It is automatically applied to you on the offer letter if you have been successfully awarded the scholarship, and I provided terms and conditions there. And the second scholarship is known to be the Global Excellence Scholarship, which is 100% of 50% tuition fee waive scholarship. So it covers either your half of your tuition fee or either your full tuition fee. So there is, of course, terms and conditions on the programs that are entitled for this scholarship. So you can refer to the terms and conditions there. So as I mentioned, the scholarship deadline is at the end of March.
I just want to remind you that we still have 5 minutes left for the presentation.
There is like 2-3 more slides I have. Thank you. And finally, so I have provided some links there for our social media platform. So if you want to pretty much stay tuned on what is happening in UCD, as well as to know like what are the student experience or what our students are saying. So a lot of our students are on all these platforms as well, and they will normally share their experience as well as what they are currently doing in UCD, like what is their day-to-day life or what is their favorite spot to eat or even visit. You can actually follow our social media platform and have a look. All right, and that is the end of my presentation there. So I provided our general mailbox, which is southeastasia@uc.ie. That will be for the Asia Pacific Global Center, and also my own email address there, which is apple.chan@uc.ie. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop that email to me. And if you want the presentation as well, I can send on the PDF format if you drop me an email as well. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Chan, for your presentation. Now we will begin the Q&A session. The first question. Hi, is there any scholarship available for Smurfit Graduate Business School? Thank you very much.
Yes, there is definitely the Smurfit own scholarship. So our Smurfit Business School have their own range of scholarship on top of the 2 scholarships that I mentioned just now. So you can go on to the Graduate Business School webpage. Under a section called scholarships, they will have a list of their own scholarship that is normally based on specific majors. So for example, we have the own MBA scholarship. There is also a merit-based MSc scholarship, which is for the different majors within the business school. And there is also some scholarships which are maybe linked to specific criteria. For example, we have one is called MBA for Women. In that case, you can also look into the terms and conditions of that scholarship from their webpage.
Thank you for your answer. The second question, is there any extension program from diploma to bachelor degree? Thank you.
I'm afraid we don't have those type of programs at UCD yet at the moment. Generally, if a student is presenting a diploma, your application will be assessed on a case-by-case basis. Generally, if you are coming from a diploma background, most likely the student will need to do a foundation, but there is exceptions where in some cases, after we have reviewed and also map up your curriculum, we think that maybe if you are suitable to enter first year or even like maybe second year, in that case, it may be possible, but it is just on a case-by-case basis at the moment.
Thank you. I think it will be the same question. Do you accept transfer credit from associate to bachelor degree?
So similarly to diploma, so it is also still on a case-by-case basis. So normally for students who are presenting an associate degree, and if you are looking to apply to our bachelor program, what I would recommend you to do is first submit an application with all of your transcript, including your A-level equivalent transcript, which is like your SMA or even relevant transcripts that you have, or even the diploma. So make sure you submit all relevant transcripts that you have. And once we have received all of your documents, we will start the assessment. And if, for example, similarly to diploma, once we have done all the mapping, everything, and if you feel that maybe particular subjects or even modules that can be exempted, in that case, we'll give you that credit exemptions then.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. The next question is about the living cost. How does it cost?
So it is approximately around 12,000 to 14,000 euro. That is including accommodation, of course. So if you are staying on campus, you can just deduct the amount of off-campus accommodation, and whatever remaining will be your food, travel, leisure type of expenses. Generally, we put it on a higher scale than usual. Some of our students who are maybe cooking at home for themselves, they buy a lot of groceries and they cook on their own. Some of them can live with around like 200 to 300 euro per month. So it is actually totally possible to be living below that, but we normally put it on a higher scale in case, like if, for example, you get a if you are renting a more expensive place in Dublin, which is sometimes quite common if you are staying near UCD, in that case, it may be slightly higher than usual then.
Thank you for your answer. Next question. Hello, I'm interested to apply to Master of Accounting in Smurfit Graduate Business School. Do you provide application fee waiver for Indonesian students?
So not if you are submitting an application directly to our website. So if you are submitting an application directly to our website, you need to pay a 50 euro application fee. But if, for example, you approach one of our authorized agent, which is based in Indonesia, so you can get the authorized agents list from our webpage as well. If you can't find it, drop me an email and I can send you on the link for that. So if you approach one of our authorized agents to submit your application, in that case, they will help to waive the application fee on your behalf then.
Okay, thank you. Next question. It goes, I'm looking for master degree. I believe my Dutch bachelor degree is equal to Irish degree level 7, which is not honor degree. Is there still a possibility to apply to master's program at UCD?
I see. Okay. So I have received students who are coming from a similar background to yourself as well. I would say, unfortunately, it is not possible to enter our master program if you are presenting an ordinary bachelor degree. We will normally need an honors bachelor degree before you can apply for our master program. So generally what our students who have done previously is, because ordinary degree is normally provided in Australia, right? So they will go on to complete an honors year in Australia before they come back to actually apply to UCD for a master program.
Thank you. Next question. Is there any scholarship for master degree environment policy program? How much the residential student costs and how much the residential student costs? Thank you.
Sorry, the question is residential student cost?
Yes. Yep.
How much is the tuition fee? I guess that is the question, right?
Yeah.
All right, okay. So if you are looking at environmental related programs, so environmental on a master level, there is two approaches to it. One being more towards policy and the other more towards engineering technology type. So if you are looking to go down the route of policy based, then it's normally considered a non-laboratory program. In that case, it's 19,900 euro. But if you are going down the engineering and technology route, in that case, it's considered a laboratory program and it's around 25,600 euro per year. So that is the tuition fee of the programs. And yes, we have scholarships available. So like the two scholarships that I mentioned just now, the International Student Scholarship as well as the Global Excellence Scholarship, you are applicable to apply to both of those scholarships.
Thank you very much for your answer. The next question is, what kind of the document should be prepared by Indonesian student to apply to your university? Thank you.
Right. So I have also put on this information on the presentation. So maybe because I went through very briefly just now, you might not caught it just now. So you can actually request a PDF from me and you have the list of documents there. So generally it's personal statement, Second is being two reference letter. So the reference letter can be for an academic or from a professional. So for example, if you are working for a couple of years, you have more referees in your professional work background. In that case, you can provide two professional reference instead. And also we normally ask for all relevant transcript, academic transcript. So for example, if you are applying for master degree, then you will need to provide your bachelor degree transcript, as well as, for example, if you have already done a master degree parallelly or even a graduate certificate, graduate diploma, in that case, you can provide whatever relevant transcript to us. Or if you're applying to our bachelor degree, then maybe if you have a diploma, either SMA, or either if you have external foundation or whatever document that you have, just provide them to us. And the fourth document we normally require is the English language proficiency test. So for example, like IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, or whatever that is relevant to it. So the full list is also available on the slide that has the document list on it. So generally, those are the documents that we require from students: personal statement, two reference letter, academic transcript, English language. But some of the programs, for example, if you're applying to like architecture, you may need to provide something like your portfolio. So of course, those are additional requirements, and you will need to, when you're submitting an application per se, then you will see those additional requirements. If not, generally, those four documents will be the one then.
Thank you for your answer. For the next question, and it would be the last question. It goes, in terms of PhD, is it considered to be rude if we contact the professor looking for a research when thesis is no research opportunity related to our field of study? Thank you.
It's a very fine line. I would say a very fine line. So generally, our professors are quite welcoming in terms of students contacting them directly, because we have the researcher database, which is transparent and open to the public, so anyone can access it and also can approach the professor. But generally, if you are looking for a PhD opportunity, I would recommend students to make sure that you have already done your research and not approach a professor blindly. It's better for you to pretty much know a bit of ins and outs of the professor. For example, like what is the research interest of the professor, what is the current research that the professor is doing, before you actually drop an email over to the professor asking further details and also PhD opportunity. Make it more like if you are going to contact a stranger, what you would do, and not abruptly just send a very brief email with not a lot of personal information or whatever. Just pretty much draw a line on how will you contact a stranger indirectly for that. Yeah, okay?
All right, that's the end of our Q&A session. Just a reminder, you can connect with the representative or Miss Apple through the information given earlier. Thank you, Miss Apple, for your good presentation. I hope to see you again. Have a good day.
Thanks a lot for hosting this. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you all for watching, and see you in our next session. Hello everyone, welcome to EHEF Indonesia 2020 Goes Online. This is Institution Webinar Series. My name is Anton Hilman. I'm going to moderating this webinar. This webinar is going to be presented by the representative of the National College of Ireland. Please stay tuned until the end of the webinar because after the presentation, we will hold a Q&A session. If you have any question about the presentation or anything related to the institution, you can submit your question in YouTube's comment section anytime throughout the presentation. And now, please welcome the National College of Ireland.
Hello, thank you very much for the introduction to my colleagues from EHEF. I'm delighted to be speaking to everybody here this morning. I'm just going to share my presentation with you and tell you about National College of Ireland. So my name is Harriet LeGood and I am the Regional Manager at NCI. And what I want to do today is describe to you your student journey and what your student journey will be like if you choose to come and study at National College of Ireland in Dublin. But before I tell you about your student journey, I want to tell you about the journeys of two of our recent graduates. And the first graduate I want to tell you about is Kadira. Kadira joined us about 3 years ago on our MSc in Data Analytics. This is a one-year master's degree program in our School of Computing. When Kadira was studying at National College of Ireland, she also worked part-time with our international office as an international peer mentor. She helped us to welcome new international students, arrange events for them, and ask their questions and make sure that they were settling into life here at NCI. When Kadira graduated from NCI with a first-class honours degree, she went to work for Facebook, who have their European headquarters here, 10 minutes walk away from NCI's campus in Dublin. And she then moved from Facebook to a fantastic position at Vodafone, a large telecommunications company, also with big offices here in Dublin. The second graduate I want to tell you about is Indranil. He joined NCI about 2 years ago on the MSc in Finance. This is a one-year master's degree in our School of Business. He also worked as a peer mentor. Each year we hire a number of international students to work part-time with us. And he did a fantastic job arranging events and helping us out in the international office during orientation and welcome periods. Indranil graduated NCI with his MSc in Finance and he joined the graduate training program at KPMG. And he is working now as a tax associate with KPMG with a fantastic career ahead of him here in Ireland or anywhere in the world if he chooses to move overseas again. So why did these students choose National College of Ireland? There are many, many reasons, but I'm just going to tell you about 3 today. The first reason students are choosing NCI is employability. If you are a career-focused student and you are looking for the best possible chance of career success, the National College of Ireland is the place for you. 96% of our master's graduates are employed within 6 months of finishing their studies. It's one of the highest percentages in Ireland. And we do this largely through our award-winning careers team. We have a fantastic careers office who work with each individual student, helping them to find their chosen career when they graduate. They work with you on your CV, your interview skills, and connecting you to employers across Ireland and across the world. And of course, Ireland has a graduate working visa to offer you. So if you come and you study your bachelor degree in Ireland, you can stay and work for 1 year. If you complete your master's degree in Ireland, you can stay and work for 2 years. So all of this combined means that you have a really good chance of starting the career of your dreams here in Ireland. Recent NCI graduates have had fantastic success joining some top global companies that have their headquarters and their European headquarters here in Dublin. I'm sure you'll recognize all, maybe at least most of the companies that you can see here today. Places like Google, Facebook, Ernst & Young, eBay, Microsoft, SAP, IBM. There are amazing companies located here in Ireland, over 1,000 multinational companies. We also have a fantastic SME sector, a small medium enterprise, and a brilliant startup sector. So no matter what type of company you want to go and work for, you'll find it here in Ireland. The second reason is excellence. When you are investing in your study abroad dream, you want to make sure that you are choosing an excellent institution, a high quality college. The first thing to mention is that our degrees at NCI are recognized around the world by companies and by other universities. So no matter what your next step is after you study at NCI, you will be able to achieve it with your degree from National College of Ireland. We are a 4-star college rated by QS stars, and we have a number of international and national accreditations and memberships. For example, ACCA accreditation for our accounting and finance degrees, CIPD accreditation for our Masters in Human Resource Management, the Psychological Society of Ireland for our BA in Psychology degree. So we are constantly looking to improve the quality of the experience that we are offering our students. And the third reason I want to tell you about today, lots of reasons to choose NCI, but just 3 today. The third reason is, of course, location. Ireland is quickly becoming a very, very popular choice for students from Indonesia. It is English speaking, it is safe, it's a peaceful country. Irish people are friendly and welcoming, and we have no doubt that you will really enjoy your experience here studying in this country. We have excellent education standards. We are your gateway to Europe. We have a strong economy, and as I've already mentioned, a very high presence of multinational companies, over 1,000 multinational companies located on this island. We have the graduate working visas that I've already mentioned, 1 year for bachelor degrees, 2 years for master's degrees. But you can also work part-time during your studies. So there's lots of opportunity for you to work and earn money, and also to gain some working experience. And then there's 4 words that I want you to remember from today's presentation, and they are these. Dublin is your campus. What do I mean by this? I mean that not only will NCI be your campus and somewhere that you will experience, but you will also experience the fantastic city of Dublin, Ireland's capital city. Let me show you what I mean. Here is a snapshot of Dublin City, the city centre of Dublin. Here is NCI at the heart of the city centre. So if it is employment, that's the first thing on your mind. You are next to some of the top employment districts of the city of Ireland, in fact, the International Financial Services Centre and Silicon Docks, which is home to Ireland's tech industry. If you are a foodie, you can enjoy food from around the world in Dublin's fantastic food and nightlife districts. Tourist attractions or sports centres and activities, museums and cultural centres, live music venues, wonderful world-class shopping centres. And then when you want to get away from the noise of the city, we have some beautiful parks and outdoor spaces for you to enjoy. And this is just a small snapshot of what Dublin can offer you. It's a fantastic city, fantastic student experience. Dublin is your campus when you come to study at NCI. Okay, so we've told you about some of the reasons that international students are choosing NCI. Now let's take a quick look at what you can study at NCI. Firstly, our School of Business. We offer a number of undergraduate bachelor degree programs, which are 3 years in duration, everything from a general business studies degree to more specialized programs, for example, accounting and finance and marketing practice. We also have a psychology degree, which is very popular with our international students. At master's level, if you're looking for a postgraduate master's degree, we have 6 master's programs in our School of Business, These are just 1 year in duration, which is typical in Ireland. A master's degree is usually just 1 year. Don't forget, when you complete your master's degree, you will have a 2-year graduate working visa. In our School of Computing, we have 2 programs at bachelor degree level. A computer science degree, which is a general computing degree with the chance to start specializing in an area from year 3. Or we have a specialist data science degree where you will specialize from day 1 in that data science area. These degrees are 4 years in duration, and it's because they include an internship in year 3, where you will go to work for 6 months with a company here in Dublin, supported by our fantastic careers team. At postgraduate level, we have 4 master's degrees, again, just 1 year in duration. So if you are already a computer science graduate and you are looking to specialize at master's level, you can choose from cyber, data, cloud, or fintech. And if you are a graduate of another discipline, for example, like business graduate or a humanities or a languages graduate, and you want to get into that tech space, you want a technology and IT qualification, you can take this program, the Higher Diploma in Science in Computing, a 1-year conversion program for non-IT backgrounds. And this is your chance to change the shape of your future, to move into a path that will take you on a journey to career success in the IT sector. So please do take a look at this option if you are from, for example, a business background wanting to move into the tech space. Now, that's just a very brief overview of some of the most popular programs at NCI. Please come and talk to us directly if you want to know more detail about the programs I've just mentioned. Fees and scholarships. We have very competitive fees at NCI, and we have very generous scholarships. So this is your opportunity to study abroad for a lower cost than maybe some other universities in Ireland and in other countries around the world. You can see that our undergraduate degrees are €10,000 per year, but we do have scholarships available for all students. The higher diploma I mentioned is 12,000, but with a fantastic €4,000 scholarship. And the master's degrees are 15,000, but we have a range of scholarships at master's level, all designed to help you achieve that dream of studying abroad. So we have scholarships up to 50% discount off the tuition fee. So again, please come and talk to us directly this weekend at the EHEF fair to see what scholarship you can achieve from National College of Ireland. Okay, so you're coming along this journey to NCI. You've decided it looks great. I know what program I want to study. What is the next step? What is life going to be like at NCI? Let me tell you, the first thing we'll focus on is settling in. We want you to feel at home from even before you land in Ireland. So we offer you a 12-week preparation program. And that preparation program is designed to help you understand what your life in Ireland, what your life in NCI is going to be like, to start to make new friends and to connect with NCI before you come to Ireland. When you land in Ireland, we will be waiting for you at the airport, and we will bring you to your accommodation with our free airport collection service. And you will then join a 4-week welcome program, a fantastic opportunity for you to learn, ask questions, and meet other new students of NCI. We offer a very supportive learning environment here at National College of Ireland. We are a small college. We have just 6,000 students, which is a fantastic thing because it allows us to offer small class sizes, which does make a more supportive and more comfortable learning experience for you. There is academic support across the campus. We have, for example, a math support centre, a library help centre, a computing support centre. So we are there to help and guide you throughout your study journey. And of course, we have the international office, who are always here to answer your questions and to point you in the right direction if you're feeling a little lost. Your health and well-being is very important to us. You will have access to a medical centre and a counselling service. and we offer free gym membership to all international students. And finally, student experience is fantastic here at NCI. There is always something happening with our brilliant Students' Union, who offer a number of sports clubs and societies for you to enjoy. And the International Office runs over 200 events annually around Dublin, on campus, and around Ireland to show you everything that this amazing country has to offer. And don't forget those 4 words that I mentioned earlier. Dublin is your campus. So your student experience is not just waiting for you at NCI, but here in Ireland's capital city. So what will your journey be? Let's have a little overview of your NCI journey. The first thing you're going to do is select your program. As I mentioned, I talked about our programs very briefly here today, but you can see that we have something for everyone. So please come and talk to us and we will help you find your perfect program. You are then going to apply for that program, and we would recommend that you apply using our preferred agent, who I will introduce in just a few minutes. You will then hopefully get an offer to come and study here at NCI, and we will ensure that you have achieved the best possible scholarship for the grades that you have either at high school or your bachelor degree. You'll then apply for your visa, and we will support you with that, but your agent will also support you with your visa application to Ireland, and they are processed at the Embassy of Ireland in Indonesia. You will then start to connect with NCI, and this is a really important part of the journey. You will take our preparation program. You will meet other students online through our social media pages and our webinar sessions, so that you can make friends before you even travel to Ireland. And the final step, of course, is traveling to Dublin, and we will be here waiting for you at NCI so that you can start your true journey of studying abroad. So I know that that was a very brief overview of what your journey to NCI and to Ireland will be like. So what I'd like to offer all of you is a personalized step-by-step guide to your NCI journey. My name is Harriet, and I'm Regional Manager at National College of Ireland. Please do contact me by email if you wish to know more about the programs that we offer, so that we can match you to your perfect program and give you that guide to your NCI journey. I mentioned that we have a preferred agent in Indonesia. You can contact an organisation called Study in Ireland, who will help you to process your application and hopefully receive your offer from NCI. My colleague Jenny, whose details you can see here, has joined me here today, and I hope that Jenny can now give you a brief overview of the services that they can offer to you, so that you can come and study at NCI over the next year. So Jenny, I will hand over to you. Thank you.
Hello, Ibu Yeni. I think she has a bad connection.
Oh, that's a shame. I've just encouraged students.
Do you have any information to? Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go.
Hello, Ibu Yeni. Hello. You can start the presentation.
Jenny, I think you might be on mute.
Halo Ibu Yeni, kami tidak bisa mendengar suara Ibu. Halo.
Halo.
Iya, halo. Kami bisa mendengar. Silakan.
Okay. Thank you, Anton, and thank you, Harriet, for your time. And yes, I'm Yeni. I'm a representative for NCI Ireland, and currently I'm based in Jakarta. And if you would like to apply to NCI, or maybe you want to know about the details about the NCI, please feel free to contact me with this number and email as well. But actually, I will brief you a little bit about about the entry requirements. If you are currently grade 12 students and would like to study for enter into the first year, and the entry requirements will be like minimum 70 up to 75 for average, and you have to get the IELTS 6.0 to get the enter into the program. Otherwise, you are able to do one test we call as a Duolingo test, and you can contact me at the details if you want to know the details program, and I will give you a link. NCI is famous for business program as well as the computing. But if you are from undergraduate, postgrad, if you want to apply for postgrad, so you are able to to apply with a minimum CGPA is about 3.0 and IELTS 6.5. So if you want to know about the details, please feel free to contact me with that email and my phone. My mobile. Thank you. Maybe that's for my side. Is there any Q&A session because the time is running out now?
Okay, thank you, Miss Harriet and Ibu Yeni for the presentation. Now we will begin the Q&A session. Okay, the first question, it goes, are there any master business major at NCI? What are the specific majors for master business at your school?
Okay, thank you for that question. Yes, we offer 6 master's degrees in our School of Business. We have, for example, a master's in management or international business, which are suitable for students from any background, any bachelor degree background. Also, our master's in human resource management is suitable for any background. And this is one of the most well-known master's degrees at NCI. We are very well known for our degrees in human resource management. And finally, we offer some specialist programs such as an MSc in marketing and an MSc in finance for students who have already studied those backgrounds and bachelor degrees. So we have lots of choice for students to come and study master's programs in business at NCI. And please do come and talk to us at this weekend's event to find out more.
Yeah, maybe I can add a little bit, which is master program in business in NCI is really famous. Don't forget the entry requirements. You should get 3.0, the minimum. And if you get more, NCI will be automatically give you a scholarship, the partial scholarship. And the IELTS must be 6.5. Okay?
Perfect. Thank you, Yeni.
All right. Thank you for your answer. The second question. Hello. Do you have study related to public health in disaster? Thank you.
Unfortunately not. We are quite a specialist college. We're a small specialist college in Dublin. And our focus is on the business majors and on the IT or the computing majors. So if you're looking for those two programs, those two particular subjects, we are the choice for you. But because we're a specialist college, we do not offer some other majors such as public health. But there are amazing universities in Ireland who offer this subject. So I would encourage you to look at the other choices in Ireland to come and study here.
Yeah, NCI is really specialized for that business and the computing. No engineering, no science, maybe others majors, just business and IT. Because surrounding area, they are like Facebook, and Google, everything are there.
Okay, thank you for your answer. The third question, it goes, hello, is CIPD courses in NCI include or separate with the core study? Is it for all student or only for student with HR and management background? Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. So I mentioned that we have some CIPD accreditations at NCI. this accreditation is with our master's degree in human resource management. It will give you, it's your stepping stone into CIPD membership. So if you are a HR professional or you want to become a HR professional, we can help you to achieve this. The master's degree in HR at NCI is fantastic because you can come from any bachelor degree major into this subject. So you can be a business major, or you can be a science major, or engineering, or IT, and you can move into becoming a HR professional with this degree.
I think it's if your background is related to business, so they are able to enter into any business major for postgrad, right?
Exactly, yes.
Let's say if your background is like mass communication, there is some management subjects. In that program, so it's possible to enter for the master program in NCI. So case by case, don't worry. Yeah.
Exactly. We have programs for students with any background to get into the business majors.
Okay, thank you very much for the answer. Next question, it goes, can I bring family while I'm studying at your university?
Yenny can probably give a good answer to this, but really the answer is no, unfortunately not. When you are coming to study on a study visa in Ireland, it's not possible to bring dependents or family members with you, unless of course they are also studying and receive a study visa. Yenny?
Yeah, actually, you are able to bring your family as long as your spouse, but not like brother or sister. But you have to prove, all the documents when you apply the visa. But actually, for the postgrad program is only 1 year, so it is case by the embassy. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Yani, for your answer. Next question, it goes, what are the specific requirements for master degree? Is there any program related to education?
So the requirements for master's degree, the general requirement is that you will have a bachelor degree from a recognized university, and you will have a GPA of around 3.0 or slightly less for some programs. As I mentioned, there are lots of bachelor degrees where you can join from any subject major, and then some programs like our bachelor degrees in the School of Computing will require a major in a computer science subject. So that's the academic requirement. And there's then an IELTS requirement of 6.0 for the School of Computing and 6.5 for the School of Business. We're also accepting, of course, Duolingo for next year, which gives a great opportunity for students to take their English test online from their home. As for majors in education, we do actually offer these programs at NCI, but currently many of them are part-time and therefore not open to international students. But please watch this space, because there are plans to open up some new majors in education over the next year or two at NCI. So hopefully this time next year we'll have some more options for you.
All right, thank you for the answer. Next question, it goes, for Indonesian high school student, is it okay to apply with their national high school diploma?
Yes, this is a recent change at NCI. We will now accept students with the Indonesian high school diploma into year 1 of our bachelor degrees. You will need a good GPA and you will need your English language, but it is possible to join us without the requirement for a foundation program.
Okay, thank you. Bu Yani, do you want to add some information?
Yeah, maybe I add some. If you, as long as you have the national certificate, examination certificate from the government, yes, you are able to enter into the first year. and of course meet the entry requirements with the AFRIT 70 and 75 and IELTS 6.0. That's it.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Next question, it goes, I already hold a master degree in hospital management, but I want to take master degree in IT. Is it possible to take that major? Thank you.
Well, we would actually ask to look at your bachelor degree. So it's possible, you haven't mentioned what your bachelor degree major is, but we will take a look at that and see if you can enter into the master's degrees in IT. If you cannot enter directly into the master's degrees in IT, we do have that higher diploma program, which you can use as a master's pathway. So you can take this one-year program in computing first, and then you can enter into one of the master's degrees afterwards. So hopefully you'll be able to go directly into the master's, but if not, there is an option for you to take the sort of conversion program first.
Okay, thank you. Rieni, do you want to add some information, or we can go to the next question?
She's the expert, so the answer was
okay.
there.
Okay, thank you. The next question, it goes, hi, can I defer the LOR for the next year? Thank you.
I'm not sure I understand that one, Yanni. The LOR?
Yes, the letter of acceptance.
Ah, sorry, of course. Yes, if you apply, we have had many students apply this year who, because of the COVID-19 situation, they have deferred their place to 2021. Of course, this is fine. We understand that students' plans change and that things happen that mean they have to defer their entry. So our advice is to always apply as soon as possible. Applications are open now for the January intake and for next September. There's no application fee to apply to NCI. So apply now, and if your plans change, of course, we will defer your entry to the next available intake. Yes.
Thank you. The next question, when to start the admission process?
Today. So, like I said, right now, like I said, the earlier you apply, the better. There's lots of reasons for that. First, so that you can apply for scholarships. We have some 50% scholarships available for our master's degree programs, but they are limited in number. So the earlier you apply, the better chance you have of getting a good scholarship. You should apply early because you can start to make plans. You can start to create your budget for studying abroad. You can look for accommodation in Dublin, and you can, of course, apply for your visa, which does take some planning and some time to arrange. The January 2021 intake is open. The September 2021 intake is open. So you can apply now for either intake, and the earlier the better.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Next question, is it possible to do part-time job during this study?
Yes, it is. Your study visa in Ireland will allow you to work part-time during the semester, up to 20 hours per week, and full-time in the semester holidays. So for 1 month in the winter and 3 months in the summer, you can work full-time, 40 hours a week. So many international students have part-time jobs to help, fund their living expenses when they are here.
Okay, thank you for the answer. The next question, it goes, what kind of support the campus provide for international students?
Lots and lots of support. Too much to mention in just one answer. So I hope that you have seen from the presentation that we have a lot of support, even from when you apply. Any questions you have, any information you need, we are here in the international office to find the answers for you. We have a fantastic preparation program. We have an amazing welcome program when you first arrive to help you settle in. There is amazing academic support at NCI. So both inside and outside the classroom, there are teams of people to help you in whatever way you need. You know, for example, with academic writing, with research methods, even things like managing your time and study skills and exam skills, lots and lots of support for students. And the international office is your main focus for support. Any questions, any issues, any difficulties you're having, we are here to help you and support you. So we do offer fantastic support for all students.
All right. Ibu Yeni, do you want to add some information? Hello, Ibu Yeni? No? Okay. We go to the next question.
Oh, I think you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Hello? Do you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What is the biggest challenge for the first year of international student?
Oh, I suppose a little bit of culture shock, maybe. You know, you are coming to a faraway place, a new country, a new city, a new culture, and it will be different for sure. It will be different, and I think it's that difference that students find a little bit difficult. Some students find it a little tricky to settle in. And that's why we have such a focus on those first few weeks when you arrive in Ireland, to help you understand what life is like here, to help you settle in, and most importantly, to help you make new friends and get to know your classmates. Because when you make friends and you make connections, it certainly makes it a lot easier to settle in. There's less homesickness, and you'll really start to enjoy your life here. So the change is a big one, but it's exciting. It's a fantastic opportunity to grow academically, personally, professionally. So it's one you won't regret.
Okay, thank you for the answer. The next question, it would be the last question. Do you have scholarship for the master degree, fully funded scholarship for the master degree? Thank you.
So we have fantastic scholarships for master's degrees. We have academic scholarships of up to €4,000, and we have some 50% scholarships. We have one 50% scholarship called the Future Leaders Scholarship, which is for any master's degree program. And we have another 50% scholarship for our master's degree in entrepreneurship. So please do come and ask us about how you can gain one of these scholarships. In terms of fully funded scholarships, we at NCI do not offer, unfortunately, any fully funded scholarships, but there is usually each year there is a Government of Ireland scholarship program where they offer fully funded scholarships. So we will send, if you apply to NCI, when these scholarship opportunities are available, we will send you the details of how to apply for them.
Okay, before finishing this webinar, Bu Yeni, as an agent in Indonesia, do you want to share some information or your contact and how the Indonesian student can contact you and your university?
Okay, thank you, Anton. Okay, if you want to contact me, maybe you can give the slide for Harriet, last slide. Yes, this is my number. You can WhatsApp me anytime and email me, and I will help you from zero until you arrive Dublin. Believe me, Dublin is a very nice city, and all my students who have already there, they are very happy, no complaint. And if you stay in the host parent also very welcome you, and all the people there are very nice and always welcome you as well, and always greeting you in the morning maybe. And you can go to a lot of sightseeing in Dublin. I believe you will love it. So don't worry. Dublin is a very safe city. I mean, Ireland itself is a very safe country. So yeah, I've been there and I really enjoy, when I was there.
Thank you very much. Okay, all right. That's the end of our Q&A session. Just a reminder, you can still connect with the representative through the information given earlier. Thank you for the representative for your good presentation. I hope to see you again. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anton. Thank you,
And thank
Harriet.
you all for watching and see you in our next session. Bye. Hello everyone. Welcome to EHEF Indonesia 2020 Goes Online. This is Institution Webinar Series. My name is Anton Hilman. I'm going to be moderating this webinar. This webinar is going to be presented by representative of the National University of Ireland, Galway. Please stay tuned until the end of the webinar because after the presentation, we will hold a Q&A session. If you have any question about the presentation or anything related to the institution, you can submit your question in YouTube's comment section anytime during the presentation. And now, please welcome the National University of Ireland, Galway.
Hi everyone, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
So I'm going to share my screen now, will I?
Hello, you can start the presentation.
Yeah.
Miss Maria. Do you have the presentation material with you?
Yeah, 1 second now.
Okay. Once again, for the audience, if you have any question about the presentation, don't hesitate to submit your question in YouTube comment section.
Sorry, I don't know why it's not working. Hold on a second now. And I just tried this a few minutes ago. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Here you go.
Okay, can you see it on full screen here, yeah? Great. Okay, so hi, my name is Maria Nevin. I'm working for the National University of Ireland, Galway. So I've been working in the university for about 5 years now. So I've worked in a few different areas, the admissions office and the international office. This is actually my second time working in the international office. So great place to work, really enjoy it. So today I'm just going to go through a different few areas about Ireland, about Galway itself and NUI Galway. So you're probably wondering why you should study in Ireland. So we have a few pointers here. So Ireland is the only English-speaking country in the Eurozone at the moment. It's one of the friendliest and safest countries in the world. Ireland is globally connected at the edge of Europe and home to the headquarters of many profile global companies such as Facebook and Twitter. So a lot of these global companies are one of the main attractions for students to come here. Research opportunities, 782 million annual Irish government investment. And there's the new 24-month stay-back option for non-EU postgraduate students. So a great reason to choose Ireland, to be able to stay on after your postgraduate degree and get that experience that you're looking for. So then Galway, where it's located in Ireland. So Galway is along the Wild Atlantic Way. So if you're looking at the map here in the middle on the west hand side, you can see a little blue and yellow house. So this is where Galway is located in Ireland. So the Wild Atlantic Way is the world's longest defined coastal touring route from northwest to southwest Ireland. It's a 2,500 kilometre journey. That might not seem you know, a long journey for a lot of people, but it is for Irish people. So Galway is 305 kilometres from Malin Head, which is at the north of Ireland. You can see it near this little lighthouse at the top of the map, and 209 kilometres from Kinsale, which is the south of Ireland. You can see it there with a little yacht boat beside it. Therefore, it's nearly halfway between the start and finish of the Wild Atlantic Way. So easy to get around. You can see the cliffs of Moher, go to Kerry, and actually interesting, the dolphin there that's on the map is currently missing and has been in Dingle since the 80s and has gone off, and we're waiting for him to come home. Don't know if he will. I think he's in his last few years of being around. So one of the main attractions may no longer be here, but hopefully he'll return sometime soon. always nice to see, you know, a wild dolphin out doing his own thing. So one of the great attractions to Galway is that you can travel anywhere around the west of Ireland, and it's all close by. And then it's only a 2-hour drive from Dublin if you have to fly into Dublin to get to the university, or if you want to go home or anything like that. So then Galway City itself. So this is just a little snapshot of Stop Street in Galway, just to give you a little insight of what the city looks like. So this is just the main street in Galway. It's kind of different, probably, I'd say, most cities, that it doesn't have a lot of streets. It's basically just one main street with all the shops and pubs and restaurants and cafes in it. Hard to get lost in Galway, very easy to get around. So then we have the Galway Cathedral. This is in the city as well. So this is about a 5-minute walk from the university. A must see for sure in Galway, and very big cathedral, very beautiful inside. Then we also have Salt Hill in Galway, which has a big long beach on it if you're interested in going for a swim in the sea. A lot of the international students seem to have an interest in trying to go for a swim, even though the water is very cold, but they still have a great interest in it. So if you're interested in swimming in the sea, yeah, Salt Hill is about a 15-minute walk from the university, so very unique to Ireland compared to other big cities. They don't have, you know, beaches so close by. So Galway City is the 3rd largest city in the Republic of Ireland, with a population of 75,000 people. So quite a small city, so, you know, it's great. I personally prefer small cities. You know, you see familiar faces around a lot. You'll see, you know, maybe classmates or people that you have met, you know, in cafes or something. You'll see them around, and it's great. You won't feel, you know, alone or anything. You'll always see familiar faces around the city. So then we have Galway Festival. So Galway won the 2020 culture this year. So it's basically known for its festivals all year round. So the Macnas Parade, that's on every Halloween. There's a group of artists that make these giant creations. And then there's also the Galway Arts Festival, which went ahead this year, even during the COVID-19 pandemic, but easy to kind of do, even though there's, you know, restricted movement and everything going on, because they have a lot of outdoor, you know, kind of shows on that you can watch, or you can just walk past and see the different kind of pieces that were being shown at that time. So very interesting to see that. So there's lots of music and visual art and theatre and these festivals usually. Then we have the Galway Film Fleadh, which was online this year. So usually this is in the city theatre, and the kind of, you know, shows independent movies. They usually bring the, you know, director and the producers with them to do some frequently asked questions at the end, when people, you know, have the most kind of used questions for movies on how they produced it, how long it took, and all those kind of questions that are asked. So that was online this year, but I love going to it every year. So then why NUI Galway? So NUI Galway is one of Ireland's most international universities. It's a hub for excellence in research and teaching in the heart of Ireland's most diverse city. There's over 19,000 students, including 3,300 international. It's inspirational research and world-class facilities. It has research collaborations with 3,267 international institutions in 114 countries, and one of Ireland's top universities for employability of 98%. So a great rate for employability. So then NUI Galway is recognised in the top 1% universities in the QS World University Rankings. So we're the only university this year that went up in the rankings. All the other universities actually went down on the rankings this year. So we're at the top 1% in Ireland, I should say. In Ireland, we're the only Irish ones that stayed kind of in the top area where we were last year. So that's a great kind of award still going with us. So at a glance, as I said, 1% ranking. So 5 of our researchers were named among the world's most highly cited researchers 2018. So that's one of our kind of research kind of, you know, pitches that we have. So then 16 new buildings have been opened since 2005. So I graduated actually from University College Cork in 2010, and a lot of my friends went to NUI Galway, and they're just amazed when they go back how many buildings have been built since they left. I'll be showing you in a few minutes some pictures of the buildings that have been built since they left, and there's just such expansion going on in the university all the time. So as I mentioned a minute ago, 98% of their employability rate, 278 euro million annual spend, and over 110,000 alumni worldwide. So virtual open days. So today is actually our postgraduate open day. It's starting in an hour and a half at 12 o'clock Irish time. So I think that's around probably 6 or 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock maybe your time there. So if you want to jump on there, there's lots of different sessions going on. Our international one is going on at 12 o'clock Irish time. If you want to join that, I'll be there with my colleague Katie, who's going to be just kind of giving a bit more kind of this type of information. And we'll also have an alumni of the university who studied his master's there last year, who's currently working in a Galway business. So you can always talk to him as well if you have any questions. And then we have the undergraduate open day is scheduled for April 2021. So then how your student life then look in NUI Galway. So we have plenty of societies and clubs for students to join, make friends, and learn a new hobby. If you have any interests, there's always a club or society belong to it. So any interests or sports you have, or any sports you'd like to learn when you're here, there's always a club you could join. So then some sporting facilities we have. So in the top picture here, you can see this is our gym that we have. So the University Sports Complex, so we have a 6-lane, 25-metre swimming pool, so that's in the gym, a squash and racquetball courts, a National League basketball arena, a 100-piece cardiovascular gym, so that's in the picture as well, 2 fitness studios for aerobic training, also in the gym, competition style climbing wall, also located in the gym, outdoor facilities. So then this 8-lane international standard track with jumping and throwing facilities suitable for athletics, cross-country and general training. So that's the second picture then. So if you're into any type of, running or, anything like that, we have a great track that you can use. So then, as I mentioned earlier about the buildings kind of going on during the university campus, so we have an integrated research teaching. So in the engineering building on the top, it's been open since 2011, and this has won a lot of architecture awards. So this would have been built, these 3 buildings would have been built since my friends would have finished their degree in 2010. So Biomedical Science building opened in 2015, and the Human Biology building recently opened in 2017. So an ever expanding campus with new buildings, always a great place to study with new environments and new buildings being erected every few years. So then the courses on offer at NUI Galway. So I just have a list here of some of the programs that Indonesian students have been offered and accepted last year. So we have biotechnology, business analytics, corporate finance, digital marketing, environment, society and development, international management, international marketing and entrepreneurship, international accounting and analytics, mathematics, mechanical engineering, peace operations, humanitarian law and conflict, preventative cardiology, regenerative medicine, and then in the bachelor's, it's science is the most one that's been applied for so far, the general science. So that's what the Indonesian students last year applied for and accepted for their place in the course. So I'm just going to go through a little bit about each college. So College of Business, Public Policy and Law. So we have some undergraduate programs. So I'm not going to go through them all, but some commerce programs here with some different kind of areas, and counting French, German and Spanish as well, that you can, branch out to and learn more of the language, I should say. Then we have the School of Law, so a few different law degrees. And then we have the Shannon College of Hotel Management. So this college has a foundation program that you can study to get into undergraduate degrees if you haven't reached the minimum requirements for it. So then they also offer international hotel management. So this Shannon College is based in Shannon near the airport, It's about an hour's drive from Galway City. So in the 4th year of Shannon College, you come to NUI Galway campus and you study commerce for a year, and then you go on to do a final year placement for 9 months. So this program is actually technically 4 years and 9 months. That's a bachelor's degree in the Shannon College of Hotel Management. So then postgraduate programs, lots to offer in the College of Business, Public Policy and Law here. So the conversion kind of section, we have business studies, which a lot of students do study to go on to study a master's after it. It's kind of a conversion program similar to the foundation program in Shannon College. This one is done on NUI Galway campus. So we have conversion courses, we have economics, management, and then law. And then we have business information systems, marketing, hospitality, which is in Shannon College, accounting and finance. So lots there to choose from. The College of Business, Public Policy and Law is very, very popular for international students. So the key features for the School of Law is international field trips, prestigious work placements, international summer schools, skills development and career support. So then we have a few different awards that we've done, or that we've got, I should say. So Postgraduate Course of the Year, Business, Finance and Management. And then we have the Education Awards. Then we've been accredited. And then we have the Irish Law Awards 2019. So lots of awards, given every year. So then the College of Medicine, Nursing and Health Sciences. So then we have some undergraduate programs here. So pediatric medicine, occupational therapy, speech and language therapy, nursing, mental health and nursing, midwifery, a Bachelor of Medicine, of Surgery and Obstetrics. So that's just the general medicine course if you want to study medicine. Then we have postgraduate programs. So I've just split them into sections. So School of Health Sciences, School of Medicine and School of Nursing. So School of Health Sciences, we have childhood, speech, language and communication needs, applied health promotion. And then the School of Medicine, we have a scientific kind of area and a clinical area, so whatever you're interested in. So cellular manufacturing, regenerative medicine. Then the clinical part, we have multidisciplinary radiology, surgery, diabetes, obesity. And then School of Nursing, we have acute medicine, emergency care, intensive care, midwifery, oncology, palliative care. So, a lot of it is covered here in the College of Medicine, Nursing and Health Sciences. Anything you're kind of interested in, we most likely will cover it in one of these programs. So then we have the College of Science and Engineering. So our undergraduate programs for College of Science and Engineering, we have the School of Engineering, School of Natural Sciences. So School of Engineering, we have biomedical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering. Then School of Natural Sciences, some of them we have is agricultural science, biomedical science, biotechnology, marine science. Then we have a general Bachelor of Science that I'll talk to you about in a few minutes. Then we have the School of Physics, School of Computer Science, School of Maths, Statistics and Applied Maths, School of Chemistry. So we have a lot covered in the College of Science and Engineering. Anything you're really interested in, we do cover it. So we have the key features of the science degree. It's a final year research project, so flexible choice and pathways, tight class groups and programs and placements in some programs. So if you study this degree, you can kind of pick a few different subjects at the start and then branch out into it and major your degree in those subjects instead of just picking a specific program from the start. So a good way to kind of decide on what you would like to do. So then we have postgraduate programs. We have the School of Engineering, School of Computer Science, School of Maths, Statistics and Applied Maths, so the same areas. And so then we have the normal kind of engineering programs that I talked about a few minutes ago. Then our School of Computer Science, we have the Computer Science, Data Analytics, Artificial Intelligence, Software Design and Development, then some maths programs. And then we have School of Natural Sciences, School of Physics, School of Chemistry, all wide range of programs there as well if you're interested in climate change, environmental leadership, sustainable environments. Then, we want to occupational environmental health and safety and masters in chemistry. So, all across the board there, a lot of different programs to choose from if you're interested in the College of Science and Engineering. And then the key features of the Masters of Science is it's 1 year and then it's 2 semesters taught or 1 semester research with thesis. So a lot to learn with your thesis. Then we have the College of Arts, Social Science and Celtic Studies. So we have undergraduate program here. So the BA Joint Honours is very popular for students if you haven't received a high enough grade for your arts degree that you would like to study. So we have a BA Joint Honours degree here. So the choices are that you get to pick 3 subjects out of these 7, but no more than 1 from each group. So you could pick 1 from group 1, 1 from group 3, and 1 from group 6. And then after you've chosen those 3, you go on to just study 2 in your 2nd and 3rd year, and then you major those in your degree. So that's what you'll graduate with. It's also a good access route for psychology and information technology. If you don't receive enough, high enough grades, you can study these modules here. And if you're successful in psychology and in the top few, students in the class, you will get to study psychology straight. So it's kind of an access route to the main psychology program. So then we also have 4-year programs. These are arts with children's studies, arts with human rights, and arts with performing arts. So then we also have denominated programs. So we then have just kind of ones that have straight kind of modules, not just picking from groups. So lots here to choose from as well. Journalism, child and youth studies, psychology, history, social sciences, film and digital media, music, global experience, global languages, lots to choose from here as well in the College of Arts, Social Sciences and Celtic Studies. Then we have postgraduate programs. So there's so many postgraduate programs in the College of Arts, Social Science, Celtic Studies that there was not much point me making a massive slide with about 60 different, different masters. So we have just put them into little sections here. So we have English writing, literature and publishing. Then we have modern languages, translation, conference, interpreting. Then we have drama, theatre, film and digital media. Then we have psychology. Another one is children, youth, family studies, social work. Then we have journalism, communication and media studies. Then we have history, classics, medieval studies. Another one is political science and sociology and women's studies. Then we have environment, development, rural sustainability, marine. And then we have landscape, archaeology, Irish studies, and then education. So just little kind of sections that we have that we broke up the postgraduate programs into, just to give you an idea of what kind of programs we cover. So then moving on to the application process. So we have the entry requirements here for Indonesian students. So for the foundation program, you can see on the left-hand side, the qualification column in the middle just shows what are required for a foundation program. Then the undergraduate program has it here as well, the diploma, and then they also have, you can refer to the A-level entry requirements if you study that. And then we have postgraduate programs as well. So a bachelor's degree is required, and then these are the grades that you would need. So in most postgraduate programs, they would require a 3 out of 4 GPA, but there is some modules that are some programs that would accept a 2.5 out of 4 or 60% GPA. It just depends on what they're looking for. So that just gives you an idea of the entry requirements. So then we have the English language entry requirements here. So we have the standard IELTS requirement is 6.5 overall with no less than 5.5 in any one component. Then the TOEFL is an overall of 88 and has its own bands here as well. And then the PTE is 61 with no less than 48 in any one component. And then the Duolingo is also available this year for as minimum requirement is 110. So it was also accepted last year and will be going ahead for September 2021 as well. So there are some programs to be mindful that do have higher entry requirements. So there is some science courses. There's computer science, data analytics, for example, has an IELTS requirement of 6.5 overall, with 6.5 in writing and 6 in any other band. So that's kind of one of the examples of programs having higher entry requirements. So just be mindful to check your program if it is or isn't listed on the list of programs on our website that has a higher kind of requirement. So you can find this in the entry requirements section on our international office page. So then how to apply. So applications are now open. So if you just go into NUI Galway /courses/how to apply, or you could just Google NUI Galway how to apply and it'll come up. So it's €35 application fee for your first application. Your second application fee is waived. You can apply for 2 programs available per application, but no limit to applications that one student can make. So you can apply for as many programs as you want, but if you apply for the first one, you pay the €35, the second one it's waived. Then if you want to apply for a third one, you have to pay the €35 again, and then the fourth one is waived, and so on. So just make sure that your application is complete. So we do have some issues with students who believe that their application is complete when it actually isn't. So you will get a notification to say that your application is submitted when you've submitted it, but this does not mean it's complete. You have to wait for a notification to come through to show that your application has been completed, and then you know it's with the program director to review. So please check in advance what supporting documents are required. Usually it's just a proof of ID, transcripts, references, a personal statement. Then some programs do require a CV or resume or some sort of project that you might have done in university. So if you just go onto our website and look up supporting documents, it will give you the list there. So then some scholarships that we have. So we'll start with the undergraduate and postgraduate, just general scholarships. So I've grouped these together because these scholarships, you don't actually apply for them. They're just when you're applying for the program, you'll be submitting your application with your transcripts and your personal statement for the program. And this will be also assessed when looking at your looking for shortlisting people for scholarships. So you'll be judged on that, your transcripts and your personal statement that was given with your application in the first place. There's no application process for you to do for these scholarships. So you'll be shortlisted then, and then the decision will be made from there. So then the Southeast Asia Merit Scholarship is €4,000. So this one, you go onto our scholarship website page and there is a form that you need to fill out. So it's just the normal like name, student number, email address, and then there's a little section where there's a part where you type in your personal statement. So it's a maximum of 500 words. And it gives you a little brief beforehand what you should write about in your personal statement. So it gives you a little idea of what we're looking for. So then for program, college and other scholarships, please see the fees and scholarships section on the International Office webpage. So you'll also find other program specific. Last year, the College of Business did have some scholarships running. Now, I'm not sure if this is going ahead this year. There's also the Government of Ireland scholarship that we do have, which is also on this page. So last year, the Government of Ireland had a €10,000 stipend with a full tuition fee waiver. So this maybe going ahead again this year. Haven't had any updates on it yet. So if you just go to our International Office page, you will see all the information about scholarships in the fees and scholarship section. So then just to go on to the career opportunities. So we have a career development centre. So they have 400 plus graduate employers visit our campus annually to meet and recruit students. So we have 56 new R&D collaborations were made last year. So it's a hub for innovation and enterprise. So we have weekly practical career events, seminars and workshops that are held on campus. So career days, there's over 100 employers on campus, 431 employers with access to the campus last year. So we have 1,924 internships. We have 2,500 one-to-one appointments with our experts. And we have career advisors are available annually, up to 90 appointment stops per week. And then we have a dedicated support personnel for international students, and career destination reports library. Career destination reports library is available. So a lot of this was obviously done on campus, not usually is done on campus, but because of the pandemic and everything, it will be going virtually, and that is the plan anyways for going forward to see what happens with it. Hopefully everything will go back on campus soon, so we'll just have to play by ear and see what happens. So this is just a map of Galway and shows you all the different companies around Galway. So the northeast of the city, we have an area that we call a medtech hub. It's a medical technology hub for students where they get a lot of their work. So we have global business here, such as Boston Scientific and Medtronic. There's a lot of work going on here with the pandemic and producing nebulizers. There's a company called Aerogen that is producing, one of the largest quantities of nebulizers for the pandemic in Ireland at the moment. So a lot of recruitment comes from these companies for the students. We have strong links to these companies, and then obviously a lot of other normal companies around the city. But these medical technology hubs, do hire scientists, engineers, computer scientists, business analysts. So, it's a wide range that these companies do employ. So then take the next step after your application. So getting ready to study in Ireland. So make sure you have your tuition fee payment done, so that you have your tuition fee paid before you come here. You have health insurance is required to come into Ireland. So prepare your immigration and travel documents. So make sure you have your passports and flight tickets, make travel arrangements, make sure to book your flights and buses, anything you need. Pack your things, make sure that you've applied for your visa, make your budget, book your accommodation. Some of the students do stay in hostels for the first few weeks when they're here if they haven't applied for campus accommodation to Knock Housing. But there's a rough estimation there of the campus accommodation of 3,750 per year to 6,000 in Carb Village, which is mostly kind of targeted towards undergraduate students, but postgrad can also stay here. But then we have Goldcrest Village, which is 6,760 to 6,942. So depending on the rooms that you want, if it's single or double or, whatever you're interested, Goldcrest Village was built in the last few years, so it's a lot newer and a lot, nicer than Carb Village. But if you're looking for something cheaper, you can look for houses when you get here. So thank you for listening to my session here. We have some social media pages you could follow. Our Facebook page is NUI Galway International. Instagram is also NUI Galway International. Our Twitter account is @StudyInGalway. My name is Maria Nevin. My email address is maria.b.nevin@nuigalway.ie. And the main address is www.nuigalway.ie. So thank you for listening.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Maria, for your presentation. Now we will begin the Q&A session. The first question is, hi, I'm interested in the postgraduate diploma for special education teacher, but I can't see the course fee in your web. May I know if the program is still open or temporarily closed due to this pandemic?
Okay, that might be something. Okay. What was the name of the program?
Education teacher for master degree.
I haven't heard of anything not going ahead now because of the pandemic. If there's no fees up, maybe they just haven't decided on the fees yet. But on the page where if you're looking, there should be a find out more section where you could have a person that could help you with the fees. There's usually either the program director or the program administrator of the program that could answer your query about it. There might be just a delay in deciding on the fees for the program, but I haven't heard of anything not going ahead this year.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Next question. Please more explanation for health economy postgraduate program. Is there any requirement for the application and any scholarship? Thank you.
So it's in the scholarships that I mentioned a few minutes ago. So the scholarships are the €4,000 for Southeast Asia students, and then the €2,000 postgraduate merit scholarship that you could apply for as well. And also the Government of Ireland scholarship, when that's announced, you could apply for this also.
All right, thank you for your answer. Next question is about the PhD. Does PhD in health promotion at your university also accredited by IUHPE? Thank you.
I wouldn't know now, to be honest, that question, that kind of answer, because that's very specific to health promotion. But there's lots of, let me just have a look now quickly. Health promotion, all those kind of College of Medicine and Health Sciences are all very, kind of complex, I suppose, with all the different, regulations they have. So if you want to contact Helena Martin at nuigalway.ie, so it's Helena, HELENA .martin@nuigalway.ie. She should be able to help you and will be able to explain to you more about let me just put it in the chat box. I can put it to everyone. If you maybe send her an email, she'll be able to help you with your query.
Okay, so I will submit in the YouTube comment section. Okay. Next question. Are there any master business major in your university? What are the specific major for master business at your university? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go back to the slide that I had. So we have lots of business programs available. So we have ones in economics, management, law, business information systems, marketing, and accounting. So it depends what area you're interested in. If you're interested in something like economic science, health economics, we have marketing management, marketing practice, international marketing entrepreneurship, digital marketing, business analytics, information systems management, accounting programs, finance programs. So it's all kind of covered there. Also some law programs as well if you're interested in law. So if you just look up the College of Business, Public Policy and Law, that's the college, you'll find all the business programs. So there's lots there to choose from.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Next question. What is the big challenge for international students doing their study in your university?
So I assume this has got to do with the pandemic, is it? Am I going to go with that kind of assumption? If we are, I'll go with that first. If not, then I'll kind of say both ways. The biggest difficulty, I suppose, in the pandemic, we are teaching online at the moment, but people are doing activities over Zoom and everything like that, and people are kind of doing their own kind of outdoor meetups. Some people are going swimming in the sea at the moment, even though it's freezing in Galway. So I don't know how people are doing it, but there are some Indian students trying out that. And so that's probably the biggest issue, is trying to make friends over Zoom. And that's, across the country, everyone's having the same problem. And otherwise, besides the pandemic, there's no real issues that people have living in Galway. Everything is accessible. It's a small city. I think some students worry that it's not a big city like Dublin with employment and stuff like that, but there's never any, real issue with it. But with the pandemic, any difficulties, the students are having in Galway, they're having it everywhere else in the country. But we have a strong international office team. We have some student ambassadors as well that are helping students and organising different kind of activities that they can do even during this pandemic.
Okay, all right. Thank you for your answer. Next question would be the last question for this webinar. What kind of the document should be prepared to apply to your university for Indonesian students?
So just kind of general documents like with the proof of ID, your transcripts that are most up to date. If you haven't graduated yet, then just submit your most recent ones that you have, some letters of recommendation from, academics or, employers if you're working, and then a personal statement is also required. Then some programs do require a CV. If you've graduated maybe a few years ago, they want a CV. But if you go onto our website and just search in supporting documents, it will show you the list. So then obviously if you're studying something that they might want a project or something that you studied in your undergraduate degree, so it all varies. So the basic ones are your ID, transcript, references, and personal statement.
Okay, thank you, Miss Maria, for your answer. That's the end of our Q&A session. Just a reminder, you can still connect with the representative through the information given earlier. Thank you very much, Miss Maria, for your
No problem.
presentation. I hope to see you again. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye. And thank you
Bye.
all for watching and see you in our next session. Hello everyone, welcome back to EHEF Indonesia 2020 Goes Online. This is Institution Webinar Series. My name is Anton Hilman. I'm going to be moderating this webinar. This webinar is going to be presented by the representative of the Trinity College Dublin. Please stay tuned until the end of the webinar because after the presentation, we will hold a Q&A session. If you have any question about the presentation and anything related to the institution, you can submit your question in YouTube's comment section anytime throughout the presentation. And now, please welcome the representative of the Trinity College Dublin.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me and thank you for EHEF for organising this fair and this online event. My name is Kim Boyle and I'm the Regional Manager for Trinity College Dublin for Southeast Asia and Oceania. So if I could share my screen, I'll start my presentation. Hope you can see that okay. So you can see there's a beautiful aerial shot of our campus situated here in the heart of Dublin. I've also put up the FAQ section of our website for the COVID-19 situation and how Trinity has been handling that. So I'm going to open my presentation by talking about some of our famous notable alumni. The title of my presentation was, do you see yourself as the next Nobel Prize winner? Because in reality, we have produced a number of notable alumni and Nobel Prize winners, and we want our future students to be able to imagine themselves in the same situation in the future. So we have Ernest Walton, who won a Nobel Prize. He's a scientist for splitting the atom. William Campbell, who won a Nobel Prize for finding a cure for river blindness. Some of our famous literary giants that we're very proud to have produced as our notable alumni: Jonathan Swift, who wrote Gulliver's Travels; Oscar Wilde, who wrote many books and plays and poems; Samuel Beckett, who won a Nobel Prize for literature; and even the writers of the TV show Game of Thrones, of the modern TV show, met at Trinity. They actually met through the societies and they were studying a different program. So it goes to show that through the people you meet and the things you get involved in, it can completely change the way you thought your life was going to go, or the trajectory of your career through your experiences that you have while you're at Trinity. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Ireland as well as a destination to come and study in. I don't know if you're familiar with it as a destination, but this little video will give you a snapshot. So this is where we're located. We're in the middle of the North Atlantic, right next door to the UK. A lot of people get confused and think that Ireland is part of the UK, whereas in actual fact, we're a young republic independent country. It is confusing because part of our country, the north, about a third of our island is part of the UK. But in the Republic, we have our own education and governmental policies. We have our own setup and way of doing things. So to get to Ireland from Indonesia, I've traveled to Indonesia multiple times last year in person for the European Higher Education Fair. And I usually get there through one stop, maybe through Dubai or the Middle East, continental Europe or the UK. So you can typically get to Ireland in about 15 hours. So what else about Ireland? We consistently rank as a very friendly, welcoming and safe country. You've probably met an Irish person in your time. Hopefully they were friendly. A lot of people claim Irish heritage worldwide. There are actually 80 million people worldwide who claim Irish heritage because we have a long history of immigration for economic and political reasons. So chances are you've probably met an Irish person along the way somewhere. Our own population is quite small, 4.5 million, about 1 million in our capital city in Dublin. But as I said, we have far global reach around the world through our diaspora. We're an English-speaking country. English is our first language. We have a long tradition in education excellence, and we're the first in Europe for the completion of third-level education. So this focus on education in Ireland has helped us develop a very skilled, very much sought after workforce. That, because of other reasons and that reason, we've attracted a lot of leading global companies to come and set up their international headquarters here in Ireland. And then around the global companies have come and set up, a lot of cottage industries have sprung up as well. And this has led to very innovative and creative culture. We have a very strong currency, a very strong economy. We use the euro as our currency, and we have very welcoming stay-back visas. So our undergraduate students are allowed to stay back for 2 years and work, and our postgraduate students can stay back, undergraduate students can stay back for 1 year and work, and our postgraduate students can stay back for 2 years and work. So as I mentioned, we're the multinational hub where we attract many leading global companies from around the world. We have many of the top ICT companies, 9 out of the top 10, 8 out of the top 10 gaming companies, 8 out of the top 10 pharmaceutical companies, diagnostic companies, medical devices, 50% of the world's leading financial services firms. So in terms of career prospects and job opportunities, there's a lot of opportunities here in Ireland in these industries. So a little bit more about our capital city. You can see on the right-hand side a beautiful aerial shot of our city. It's very flat. We don't have a lot of high-rise. We don't have any high-rise or skyscraper buildings. We don't have the congestion and the pollution that you would find in a lot of major cities around the world. It's a small city. It's very easy to get around by foot or on bicycle or by public transport. It's easy to get out of the city. So you can be at the beach or the forest or the park very quickly. You can be at the mountains. You can be across the country in about 2.5 hours. And we have a very different landscape on the west coast of the country. It's called the Wild Atlantic Way. And then on your doorstep, you have, outside of the university walls, you have museums, theatres, art galleries, festivals, so much going on, restaurants and cafes. In normal times, it's really bustling and very vibrant. Our campus is unique. It's walled right in the heart of the city centre. We're also very close to the international airport, and in normal times, our students would really take advantage of that and hop on a cheap flight to continental Europe for the weekend and be back for their classes on a Monday morning. So we consider ourselves a 16th century university with 21st century knowledge. We have many beautiful historical buildings on our campus. It's got cobblestones, it's very leafy and peaceful and tranquil, and playing parks, but we've also many modern facilities as well, and many modern state-of-the-art labs. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our history. This is a little video that's going to showcase our university and how we've developed over the last 425 years. You'll spot some of our famous alumni in this as well.
Inspiration has lived here since 1592, and more than 400 years later, it's still going strong. Inspiration has helped burgeoning writers put pen to paper and given world leaders a head start. It has set the stage for budding playwrights and created characters that will never die. For countless actors who started here, inspiration has played a part. Work done in Trinity helped split the atom, battled cancer, and guided man's first giant leap. From here, we've inspired people around the world. But even with this proud history, we are firmly focused on the future. Today, we are making new discoveries and inspiring the next generation of history makers.
So I hope you enjoyed that little video about Trinity. So as you saw, we were founded in 1592, actually by Queen Elizabeth I, under the same legal charter as Oxford and Cambridge. And we offered a similar model of education today. Over the centuries, we've managed to remain Ireland's #1 university. We're currently ranked 101 in the world on the QS rankings. We're the 17th most international university in the world. We're the first in Europe for producing entrepreneurs and for being innovative. And we're the only Irish university who is a member of LERU. It's a prestigious league of European research universities. We consider ourselves comprehensive with nearly 600 course options across our faculties and schools. So you may have seen a picture, be familiar with this picture. It's actually our library in the middle of our campus. It's a very famous library. It attracts a lot of visitors from around the world normally. It ranks as one of Ireland's top 3 tourist attractions. You might recognize it from maybe the Star Wars movies, if you're a Star Wars fan, and the modern Star Wars movies. The Jedi Library is modeled on our library, and one of our most famous visitors was George Lucas, the Star Wars creator, who took inspiration from our library for his movies. The most important thing to remember is that it is a working library. Students who come to study at Trinity, depending on the program, will have the option to do an archive project on one of our many beautiful manuscripts. We have over 6 million items reflecting 400 years of academic development in our libraries. We're legal depositories, so that means we get a copy of every book printed in Ireland and the UK since 1801. So you have a wealth of resources at your fingertips if you're to come and study at Trinity. I'm going to talk a little bit more about our programs. And this is the way our university is structured. So we have 3 faculties and 24 schools. It's easier to say what we don't offer than what we do offer because we offer so much, but we don't offer veterinary science, we don't offer studio art or architecture. We do have the history of art and the history of architecture. So we rank across our faculties and schools in many subject areas. We have 18 subject areas in the top 100 and 4 in the top 50, including classics, which is number 13 in the world, and nursing, which is number 25 in the world. English is also in the top 30 in the world. This is the way our programs are structured. So we have a 1-year foundation program taught at our affiliated college called Marino Institute, which is about 5 kilometers from the main campus. This is aimed at undergraduate students who are taking a curriculum that we don't accept for direct entry, so they can do a 1-year foundation program. All our bachelor programs are 4 years long across our 3 faculties. We have specialized programs and we have some common entry liberal programs as well. We have professional programs as an option. So medicine and dentistry are 5 years long, and then there's the option to continue certain degrees into a 5-year program and graduate with a professional master's. All our postgraduate programs are 1 calendar year long. And then we have the research options as well. So a little bit about our foundation program. We offer 2 pathways. One is an arts and humanities pathway. The other is STEM and health science pathway. All students will take core modules in English and math. and then they take elective modules depending on the pathway. The program is designed and taught and governed and developed by Trinity academics, so they have full 100% oversight on this program. We don't accept students from other foundation programs into Trinity. We only accept students from our own specialised foundation program. And across the two pathways, excuse me, we have 50 program areas and options to progress onto. So we have many programs to choose from once a student graduates from the foundation program. Then one of our specialised business degree, moving on to undergraduate degrees, is global business. It's similar to an international business degree, and it has all the components of an international business degree, such as accountancy, finance, marketing, administration, operations management, advertising, and there's a strong focus on innovation and entrepreneurship. As I said, Trinity is #1 in Europe for producing entrepreneurs, and this is one of the reasons. There's a strong focus in many of our programs on innovation and entrepreneurship. And it's taught at our brand new business school. You can see a picture of it on the right there that just opened last year. It's been nominated for many architectural awards. It's quite an impressive building, and it is situated on our main campus in the heart of our main campus in Dublin. So then our undergraduate programs, we have the option of joint honours. So this is where you have the option to take 2 subjects, and depending on what subject you're interested in, you have flexibility as to what you specialise in and when you specialise. So it's similar to a double major. You can major in one and minor in another subject, or you could just major in one subject by itself, or you could study 2 subjects equally 50-50 for the duration of the year. So many combinations to choose from as well. I just want to mention our GLBA program between Trinity and Columbia University. We've taken our third cohort. It's a new program this year. It's where you study 2 years at Trinity and 2 years at Columbia in the US, and you graduate with 2 degrees. It's very academically rigorous and challenging program. It's a US-style application with an early closing date of the 2nd of January. You apply through the School of General Studies in Columbia, and you're guaranteed accommodation for the 4 years of the program, and there are excellent scholarships available as well. And then we have a number of programs to choose from, and depending on what you choose to study at Trinity, that will determine what you can go on and study in Columbia. And we have choices across the arts and humanities and also across the STEM subjects as well. So moving on to some of our STEM subjects at Trinity. So engineering is a 4-year degree. So you study common engineering subjects for the first 2 years of the program, and then you specialize in year 3. So it gives you a bit of a flavor into all the engineering disciplines before you go and specialize, and that helps you develop a multidisciplinary mindset. If you go on to, you can graduate after 4 years with a bachelor degree, or you have the choice to go on and do 5 years. And in year 4, you have some really nice options there, one of which is a guaranteed internship with industry. After that, you'll do your capstone project in year 5, and you'll graduate with both a bachelor and a master's degree in engineering. This will allow you to register with many of the professional bodies around the world that represent engineers, and to also sign off on your own designs. So science as well is another specialised type of STEM degree that we have. We have 4 strands to choose from and 22 specialisations. Again, you study common science subject areas for the first 2 years in the strand that you apply for, and then you have the choice to specialise in your 3rd year. There's also the option to take elective credits across all our undergraduate programs, where you will take modules from other departments across the university to broaden your mindset and broaden your knowledge. So engineering and natural science and computer science are 3 of our 24 schools come under this new multidisciplinary approach called E3, the E3 initiative we're just rolling out. It stands for engineering, emerging technologies and environment. So what this means for our incoming students and our prospective students is that we're building 2 new buildings, 2 brand new state-of-the-art facilities. We're developing new programs, opening up new places on our existing programs, and we're offering more scholarships in these areas. And the point of the E3 initiative is to find a multidisciplinary, balanced approach to a lot of the modern day problems that we're facing in our modern world. So one of our new buildings is called the Innovation District. Trinity is spearheading on this, but we're working with other HEIs in Ireland, with government and with industry as well to build this Innovation District. You can see in the green spot in the foreground is going to be the new district, and in the background is in the background is our main campus. I'm just going to change my presenter view. Sorry, 1 second. I hope that's better. I just got a note to say that you could see the settings in the presentation. So I hope you can see it better now. So around where the Innovation District is and our main campus is where you could see all the industry, all the large multinational corporations and their headquarters are based. So we get to work very closely with industry, purely because of our geographical location, but also because of the prestige of Trinity as well. So industry executives, they help design our programs, teach in our programs, provide us with internships, and most importantly, provide job opportunities for our students. So some of our E3 programs, one of our E3 programs point out at postgraduate level is computer science. We have 4 strands to choose from: data science, future network systems, augmented and virtual reality, and intelligent systems. Data science and intelligent systems fill up very quickly, so that's why I've highlighted them in red. They're very popular, but this is a master's really for those looking to develop in the field of computer science. So one of our popular masters in our arts and humanities faculty is a Masters of Education. There are 11 strands to choose from in this masters, and it is one of the cheapest masters you can do at Trinity. I think the fees are around €12,500, so it's quite economical. It's really aimed at those looking, again, to progress their career in education, maybe specialize in a field as well. So our School of Nursing is number 25 in the world, and we have many masters to choose from. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our community and student life at Trinity. So we, as I mentioned, we're number 1 in Europe for producing entrepreneurs, and that a lot of our programs have a focus on innovation and entrepreneurship, but there is an arm of the university that is dedicated to innovation and entrepreneurship. They've done very well over the last 5 years. They take up a whole floor of the new business school, and they help students set up their own companies, generate ideas, get patents and citations approved, get licenses. They've helped raise investment and revenue. And this is why we've done really well in this space, because there's a buy-in from the top of the university down. There's a lot of focus, a lot of resources being put into this area at Trinity. So in terms of college life, we have a vibrant international student community, 120 student societies and 50 sports clubs. We have some of the oldest societies in the world, the Phil and the His. They're 2 debating societies. You wouldn't believe what you'll find in the middle of our campus: state-of-the-art sport facility with 25-meter pool, fitness equipment, training rooms, playing fields, tennis courts, theatres, galleries, and museums. Then we have support for our international student community. We have a space called Global Room that is staffed by people from our team and the Global Relations team. And a team of global ambassadors. These are student ambassadors. They run our airport meet and greet. They run extracurricular programs. And they do a lot of social events, and they're doing a lot online at the moment because of the COVID situation. So they're running a lot of very interesting online events. And then most importantly, we have our uni buddy system where you can go online and you can chat to our current students. And sometimes prospective students really want to have that peer-to-peer chat, and you can do that. I've put in the link there on the slides as well. So then we have all our other student services and supports that are available for all of our student body across the administrative, health and wellbeing, academic and student life space as well. Then in terms of accommodation, we have some limited on-campus accommodation. Most of our undergraduate students are housed at Trinity Hall, which is about 4 kilometres from our main campus. It's well connected by Lewis, which is our light rail tram. We have some city centre Trinity approved accommodation as well, Cabinet Court and Binary Hub, which are in walking distance of the university. The most important thing to note is that it's all our accommodation is apartment style living with mostly single rooms, some twin rooms. We've very good security on site as well. Most of them are gated communities. And they do their own social events and have their own common areas as well. In terms of admission requirements, I'm not going to get into the details, but if you have any specific questions, you can ask me at the end. And I will share the slides with the organisers if you want to have access to this slide. I've put up the admission requirements for the foundation programme, our undergraduate programmes and our postgraduate programmes as well. For fees, it really depends on the program. I've put in the link to our full fee schedule. The fees differ per program, but generally, approximately, you're looking at between €16,000 and €18,000 for a foundation program, 19,500 to 25,500 for most of our undergraduate programs, but medicine and dentistry is €47,000 per year. Postgraduate programs anywhere from €13,000 to €24,000. To live in Dublin, you're looking at approximately needing €15,000 for living expenses, and that includes your accommodation, and that's for an academic year. We've many scholarships available. I look after the Global Excellence Scholarship. Most of them are a tuition fee deduction across all the program areas. Then we have our E3 specialist scholarships in engineering, natural science, and the School of Physics as well. Trinity is DICTE and LPDP approved for Indonesia. Our foundation scholarship is our main undergraduate pot, which is awarded in the middle of the second year of the undergraduate program, where students take extra elective exams in their program area. And then we have many other school scholarship specific scholarships, such as for the law school or the business school, and that's available on the scholarship section of our study website, and I have the link there also. So then for other contacts, you can contact me. I'm the regional manager. My email address is there. For the International Foundation Program, we have a dedicated coordinator that you're welcome to communicate with directly. For any of our master's business programs, we have 11 very good programs that are very popular in our School of Business, but they deal with their own queries, so you can contact them at business@masters. And then for applications, you'll be dealing with Academic Registry, which is our centralized admissions office. So I don't do admissions, but I am here to liaise. You apply directly online through our courses website, and you will be dealing with the Academic Registry directly in relation to anything around your application. And then I just want to finish by inviting you to come and join our 140,000 strong alumni network across 158 countries, and possibly see yourself as a future famous alumni of Trinity, or a famous future Nobel Prize winner, such as Ernest Walton, William Campbell, and Samuel Beckett. So that's the end of my presentation, and I'm happy to take questions. I'm sorry for any technical difficulties in the middle there. I can't hear you, Anton. No, I can't hear you. I don't know why. I can't hear you, I'm sorry. Maybe if you want to put the questions in the chat box. I could hear you at the beginning. Can everyone else hear you okay, or is it just me?
Anton, I cannot hear you. Maybe you can unplug and plug again your headset.
Okay.
Or just unplug your headset, Anton.
Okay, I will try with my.
We can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes,
I think
better.
we have the technical problem. Okay. You hear me now, Ines and Mrs. Kim?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. The first question is, what is the equivalent GPA second class honor degree for Indonesian student willing to enroll to your university as a postgraduate student?
I'm not sure. Can you say it? What's the qualification again?
What is the equivalent GPA second class honor degree for Indonesian student willing to enroll to your university to postgraduate program?
It really depends. We look for anything between a 3 and a 3.3, I would say. Some programs are more competitive than others. It really depends on the caliber of the other applicants that you're going up against in that year for that program. If you have a lower GPA than 3, I would say don't let that put you off. Sometimes they look at work experience equivalency as well, or any extra training that has been done. So it's quite flexible in that sense.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Next question, it goes, is there any fully funded scholarship offered by the government of Ireland or by your university for international students?
Yes, there is a fully funded scholarship. It's actually called the Government of Ireland Scholarship. So that's on our website. I can put the link in the chat if you want. Can the viewers see the chat? Or but even if you Google it, if you have a look, there is the Government of Ireland. I don't think it's fully funded. I think it's €10,000 off tuition fees, but they provide a living stipend as well. Our scholarships, institutional scholarships, are just usually a partial tuition fee deduction of usually between €3,000 and €5,000 off the first year fees in the program. But as I said, Trinity is one of the only Irish institutions who is LPDP approved for LPDP scholarships in Indonesia. And then we have an agreement with all the other HEIs in Ireland with DICTI for fully funded PhD scholarships as well. So
the next question is still about the scholarship. Now, do you have full scholarship for Master of Business major?
No, so the business degree, the business master's scholarships are also deductions. I think they have a couple for €3,000 to €5,000, but then they have two €10,000, which is, I think, about a 50% tuition fee deduction. So they do have some good scholarships there, but they're not full scholarships.
Okay, thank you. Next question, it goes, is there any professional certificate in mental health offered by your university for Bachelor in Science? Thank you.
Bachelor of Science, we don't, I think we
in
have
mental health.
Nursing. I think we have a master's in nursing in mental health. And then we have a couple of social work degrees as well, or masters, sorry, in our School of Social Work and Social Policy. But I think the closest would be nursing. I think I have that on my slide. Yeah. Let me just double check that. yeah, MSc in mental health.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Next question is, it goes, I'm interested in the LLM program in your university, and I'm curious about the difference of section A and section B in the module of LLM programs.
Difference between
different of section A and section B in the module of LLM programs. I think the student asked you more detail about the curriculum of the LLM program. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the details of the curriculum in the LLM program off the top of my head, but if you get in touch with me by email, I can put you in touch with the law school directly, and I can put you in touch with the organizer of our master's programs in law, and they could give you more detailed information on the curriculum. It sounds like you've done your research though, so which is good. But I'm not familiar with the intricate differences between the in the teaching of the curriculum. So.
Okay, thank you. Next question is about the part-time job. Is it possible to do it during the study?
Yes. So students can work for up to 20 hours a week during term time and 40 hours a week during holidays. The minimum wage in Ireland is €10 per hour, but many employers pay well above the minimum wage. So there are good opportunities here to be able to top up your income as well. You can also work for the university. As I said, we have our ambassador program. We have about 25 student ambassadors, and I know there are other ambassador programs as well. So there's a lot of opportunity for part-time work within the university also.
Thank you for your answer. Next question, it goes, does previous organizational experience or academic special achievement require to apply for postgraduate study in your university? And again, about the scholarship available in your university.
So I've already answered the scholarship, so we're not going to go into the details again. But you don't have to have work experience to come for a master's. Like many of our students apply directly from bachelor, and that's fine. And they'll be assessed on their academic merit and academic grades. So you don't have to have work experience to come and study masters here. Okay, some programs would like work experience, such as the MBA. I think that's the only program that has a requirement for a minimum of 3 years work experience, but I think that's the case for a lot of MBAs. So.
Okay, thank you. The next question, and it would be the last question. Okay, what is the biggest challenge faced by the international student study in your university? Thank you.
I suppose the biggest challenge right now is that a lot of the education is being delivered online. You know, we're offering a hybrid approach where students can still go onto campus for tutorials and lab teaching in small classroom, but the majority of the teaching realistically is happening online. And I think for a fabulous university like Trinity, which is in the city centre and usually has fantastic student activities and lots of clubs and societies, I think that's a challenge for students, like it impacting their student experience. You know, while they're here in Dublin or while they're taking part in our academic programs, they're probably not getting the full student experience that they deserve right now. And I can imagine that's the biggest challenge for them.
All right, thank you for the answer. And that's the end of our Q&A session. Just a reminder for all the audience, you can still connect with the representative through the information given earlier. Thank you, Ms. Kim, for your excellent presentation. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Take care.
Yeah, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to attend our institution webinar series tomorrow. See you tomorrow and have a good evening to all of you. Bye.